Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting session as part of Vedcraft series. In today's session, we are going to talk about DevOps. DevOps, as you know, it's a combination of development and operations side of the world, but it's very important for a software architect to understand the DevOps ecosystem. So understanding DevOps ecosystem, it's very essential because nowadays you won't find specialist DevOps architect in your project. You need to play and wear that hat of a DevOps architect at sometimes as a software architect. So understanding the DevOps ecosystem help you to automate many things as part of your software delivery lifecycle. And you can apply different patterns. Nowadays, you must have heard about GitOps, where you are operationalizing and automating everything the moment you check in your code. Similarly, like DevSecOps is very popular because now it's integrating security into your DevOps pipeline. ML ops is and data ops and AI ops are other trends which are coming up because it's again automating your machine learning or data pipeline. So understanding these aspects, you don't need to be an expert in all these aspects, but understanding these aspects is an important part of your software architecture journey. Before we get into the details of what the DevOps ecosystem is and how many tools are available, let's look at a very popular kind of a wheel chain, which you must have seen many times. Like the DevOps wheel chain is the left-hand side represents your development operations, where you are building a software, you're planning a software and building a software, and then there is a continuous kind of an integration happening with the operation side of the world. The right side is your operation, where you are handing over the software to the production team to maintain the software. And in order to do that, they need to ensure that they can monitor the software, they can support the production support team and all that. So it's a continuous process which needs to be there. Once you understand that life cycle, that how you can integrate both sides of the world, then you can get into that making it successful, right? So which you can use as part of the DevOps chain, and it's referred from Jira, Confluence, Atlassian set of tools, but you can apply any set of tools. In this case, like when you're planning your project, you can use Jira to create your user stories. You ensure Confluence has all the design elements covered and everything is captured over there. Then you get into building, and you use Bitbucket for your version control, and then Jira for tracking the user stories and all that. Once everything happens, then basically it goes through your CI pipeline. You could be using Jenkins or similar software, which ensures that you follow the same process which you're using in development environment to the production environment. And once that happens, then basically your production is ready. When the software is shipped to a production environment, then you use things like Opsgenie or Jira Services and status page, where you can monitor the software, you can alert your production support team if you see any anomalies. So all this is part of your DevOps chain. Once you understand the chain, then you can effectively apply any tool supporting that chain. One way of finding that information and that what tools to apply, and there are plenty of tools available. So I'm referring here a periodic table prepared by Digital AI. Thanks to them, it really helps you to visualize that how many types of software or tools or technologies which are available supporting DevOps, right? As you can see, if you want to maintain the container orchestration, you have GKE, you have AKS, you have EKS or OpenShift, right? Similarly, if you want to do a package management, you have Helm, which is part of a Kubernetes ecosystem. If you want to do release management, and also all color coded here, then you have Rancher and Helm and all these like Docker related software available. If you want to do database management, then you have different channels available like Slack, Teams, where you can collaborate and understand how you can apply this software. So this table is just giving you a high level view of what are the different landscape of tools and technologies which are available in DevOps life system. Another view of DevOps tool ecosystem prepared by Harness. I like that view because it kind of showcases the tools which are as per your phases of development, like build, what kind of tools and technology which you use as part of building, like Bitbucket or GitHub or whatnot. When you're testing, then what you're using, that's the another area, like you're using for performance testing, you're using JMeter or BlazeMeter or whatnot. For deployment, what you're using, whether you're using Chef or Puppet or any other deployment manager. And run is the last part, where you are how you are running your software component. Are you using Docker? Are you using any Kubernetes provider and all? And it all backed up by the software delivery platform. And then there are plenty of monitoring tools. There are many vendors, open source or license, you can use it. So essentially what I'm trying to tell you is that once you understand this DevOps tool ecosystem, technology is not a problem. You need to understand the ecosystem so that you can choose the right technology, apply it, and do it continuously and do it consistently. We need to figure out, is there a industry guidance available for DevOps? Because we can learn by different experts, we can learn from different vendors what they're suggesting, but is there any industry guidance where all the key people are collaborating to create such a standard? And the short answer is yes, we do have, and it's pioneered by Google. They started this initiative called DORA, which is DevOps Research and Assessment. As part of that initiative, what they did is they interviewed more than 32,000 professionals, and last 7 years they have been publishing this report, DORA report, which highlights some of the key trends happening. And while I'm not going to go into the details of it, but I can share 2021 version of it, like what is the key finding as part of that DevOps report, right? The first and foremost, it's talking about the highest performers in DevOps. If you are looking at the likes of Google, Amazon, Facebook, highest performers are growing and raising the bar of your DevOps ecosystem. So that's how they're setting an example, so that you can also learn from them, and you can also use the similar approach. Similarly, like SRE, which was the term coined by Google, it's now getting a lot of attention, and now everybody's kind of started considering or started using SRE in their production readiness and production preparedness. So SRE and DevOps, they are not competing, they are complementary philosophies. So they highlighted that fact. And third factor is the security aspect, right? The software supply chain, we saw that DevSecOps is playing such an important role. So security is an important role which is being played in every enterprise. It's part of how do you ensure that there are no open source vulnerabilities. So ensuring that through software supply chain is again an important trend being noticed as part of the recent DevOps report. The fourth factor is, you can see that everybody's kind of either considering to move to the cloud, or they are already as part of the journey of moving to the cloud. So this trend is also related to your DevOps, because when you go to cloud, you have different practices, different tools, and different technology. You have more choices. So more teams are leveraging the cloud to ensure you follow latest and greatest DevOps practices. The last but not the least is documentation. We often think, oh, it's agile, so you don't need to do documentation, right? But it's not right. When with the flux of team moving, with new people joining the team, the good documentation of DevOps practices for both operations team and development team, it's important. And that's been identified as one of the key trends in the recent report. You can go ahead and read the report online. It's very informative, but I just wanted to highlight these 5 factors for you. So having said that, DevOps is not just about technology. You need to understand the people aspect, whether you people understand the different life cycle and different stages, and the processes around it. Training aspect is also, and skill is also an important aspect of people. The second is your process, that how you have made the processes being followed by the team. You need to make sure the process is consistent, it's continuous, so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And technology also plays a larger angle, and we saw that in in previous slides. So DevOps success is not just one, these three pillars make sure that DevOps becomes successful in your organization. With that, I just want to thank you, everybody, for listening to me, and happy to connect everybody on Twitter or LinkedIn, and happy to engage and visit the vedcraft.com, and we can all collaborate there as well. Thank you so much.